Hello, everyone, and welcome to No Category Left Behind right here on the GDQ Hotfix, a show all about the more obscure categories you may not usually see in speedrunning. I'm your host for the evening, Fant_TV, filling in for Nuclear, who unfortunately couldn't make it today, but we still have a wonderful show for you this evening. As a reminder, AGDQ 2023 VODs are now up on the Games Done Quick YouTube channel. Check out the playlist, and please let us know what you enjoyed watching the most. And if you want to follow what Games Done Quick is up to, use the exclamation point links in Twitch chat for all things GDQ. I am joined here today with Dan the VP and Dr. No, who are going to be showing us a little bit about Enter the Gungeon, I believe it is. Dan, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Any chance I get to show off Gungeon to as many people as want to pay me attention, I'm having a good night.
I'm sure everybody's going to have a good time. What categories are we seeing here today?
So we're going to be focusing on the all floors category, which actually spurred the category extension for this game because the main board got so full, we just had to create another board for it. So.
I guess that's a good problem to have, that there's so much variety, so much going on with your speedrun that that warrants that, right?
Yeah, I mean, the game's been out since 2016, and new people are finding new ways to play, and that's one of the great things about speedrunning, right? Is there's no wrong way to play a game fast.
Absolutely. Yeah, and, want to give Dr. No a chance to speak before we get going, who's going to be helping me out on the commentary here, who, actually knows a lot about the speedruns. So how are you doing, Dr. No?
I'm doing great, Fant. Thanks. I want to say thanks to Dan for having me out here. I am a huge fan of this game. It is an absolute blast to watch. I hope everyone here is ready and is. If you're familiar at all with Enter the Gungeon, what you're about to see is going to be really fun. If you're not familiar with Enter the Gungeon, hold on tight because we are going to show you some really, really cool stuff.
Oh, sounds exciting.
I promise you that.
All right, well, I don't want to keep everybody waiting, Dan. Whenever you are ready, go ahead and give us a countdown, and we'll get started with the first all floors run with the Gunslinger, I believe. So it should be fun.
All right, we're going to jump into the floor. We've actually got an in-game timer that'll start as well, so we're going to be on first movement of the character in the first floor. So I'll count us down, and we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, have fun.
All right. Thank you very much. So this is the all floors category of Enter the Gungeon, which bears a lot of explaining, and Dr. No and I will try our best to give you the information you need to make sense of it all. But first and foremost, we should talk about the Gunslinger, which is the character I'm using in this run. He is the final character out of 8 that you can unlock in this game, and he was the final character to be released as part of the ongoing support that Dodge Roll and Devolver Digital gave for Enter the Gungeon. He is who you're going to see all over the speedrun leaderboards, save for a couple of categories, and that is because of one special item he has, and that is the Lich's Eye. In the final update to this game, they added synergies, which are kind of pretty self-explanatory. They give you special buffs if you've got a couple of items that work well together. But the Gunslinger, as his namesake might allude to, gets every synergy for every gun he picks up. And this is Enter the Gungeon. It is the Gunslinger. There are lots of guns in this game.
Oh boy.
And lots of guns that do crazy things if you have just one of their synergies. So you can imagine having all of their synergies at once.
Are you saying like the Gunslinger may be a little bit broken?
The Gunslinger is terribly broken in the best ways possible. And it really is one of the reasons why this speed run, I feel like, picked up the following it did. It's been very recent that different runners over the years have theorized and kind of just ran for themselves an all bosses category. But the content for this game was released over the course of about 5 years. So depending on when you ran the game, all bosses might have looked different than it does now. But The all floors category is, the best way to describe it is it's really not supposed to be done all in one run. There's things to unlock, there's secrets to find. You really don't even have enough resources every run to access all the secret floors. But with the Gunslinger and how powerful he can become, it makes this a really fun and also competitive speedrun category at this point.
For instance, a couple of rooms ago, you might be wondering to yourself, why did Dan just walk into a fireplace? What is happening in a fireplace? One of the things about all floors is we're about to say hello to Bullet King here. Don't get too used to seeing Bullet King. He's not going to be around for very long. There are a whole bunch of secrets in this game. And when I say a whole bunch of secrets, I mean a whole bunch of secrets. And you're going to see a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them over the course of these runs. One of them is, in that fireplace, there is a switch that you have to press in order to get to one of the floors that counts in an all floors run. I'll let Dan explain that point when it gets there, but we're going to take care of Bullet King here first.
Yeah, I love the bullet-themed enemies. It's a bullet holding a gun, shooting bullets at you, and it's just like, that's a truly special combination.
There are guns in the games that are literally bullets that shoot guns that shoot bullets. And another fun fact is there are some melee weapons, and every single one of them is cursed, because melee weapons in the Gungeon are cursed. We're also going to pick up a master round, which is kind of a free item you get when you kill a boss if you no-hit that boss. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of shopping here. I'm going to have to spend 2 keys to access the first secret floor. I'm going to buy a third one, and we are going to be moving along really quickly. Part of what makes the all floors run difficult is to get into all these secret floors that Dr. No is alluding to, you have to spend resources. And if we were just going to play through the Gungeon and I could use every key I got on every chest I found, we would get pretty strong. But most of these secret floors to satisfy the all floors category are going to take money, keys, we're going to have to sell some items, and it makes even the Gunslinger a challenge sometimes. As you can see, even right now, I'm still wielding the starter pistol, which hopefully we won't have to suffer through for terribly too long. But, you know, sometimes you just got to make do with what the RNG gives you.
So, welcome to the oubliette.
You know what oubliette is? You know what that refers to, Dr. No?
Is it it is a dungeon, right? It is a type of dungeon?
It's like a tower dungeon you enter through a trapdoor, which you fittingly have to unlock a trapdoor to get into the oubliette. So
Seems oddly specific.
It is. I have to say, we get a chest here. Ooh. Not a terribly good gun, but...
any free gun is a good gun on this run.
Yeah. If nothing else, it's something I can sell in the future.
Now we're going through the category knows all floors, which seems pretty self-explanatory. We're doing all the floors, and that includes the secret floors as well. But as we go through each individual floor, what is like our goal in order to clear that floor and move on to the next one?
That is a fantastic question. So each of the main floors, which there are 5 main floors, and those are the floors that just playing the game normally, you're going to encounter. All you got to do is beat the boss. After you beat the boss, you get presented with an elevator. And all of the base floors, if you will, you'll get different bosses most times. They have a pool of 3 or 4 bosses, and then there's one final boss. Nothing special, just beat them, take the elevator down. All of the secret floors are also going to have bosses. Luckily, there's not a pool and, multiple move sets we have to learn. They're each going to have their own unique boss. And once we clear that boss, we're presented with an elevator. And so if I take the first floor elevator, I go to the second floor. If I take the first secret floor elevator, I also go to the second floor. So we can kind of sequentially go through everything and hit all of the secret floors that correspond with their normal floors. And you have to kill the boss Ooh, well, we're gonna save up for that. You have to kill the boss. So technically, you don't have to kill the first floor boss to get to the secret floor. But as part of the all floors requirements, it also includes all bosses. It's specifically not an all boss category just due to the fact that floors have multiple bosses. So that kind of implies that you'd have to do multiple runs, and we all know that speedrun categories are always very self-explanatory.
For sure.
And for those of you that,
all floors is our attempt at making it understandable.
And when we say all floors, we mean all of them. So yes, that does mean that when we beat the dragon, there is one floor left. If you're watching at home, you know what that means. We are going to do the floor that comes after the dragon fight.
Well, I do not know what this is. Like my experience with Gungeon's pretty limited. I've played it a couple times in an airplane before, and you're already further than I ever got. So this game is so hard.
There is
so granted you're using the Gunslinger, so easy mode, right? Yeah, there's no difficulty at all in this speed run. Not at all. No, it's still very hard. You're making it look pretty easy.
Oh, and this is also, and it was mine as well, it's a lot of people's kind of first introduction to the roguelike genre, kind of the precursor to what I think most people view as roguelikes these days, because there is no meta progression in this game outside of unlocking items. And you still have to find those items in the Gungeon. So I'm as strong now starting the run out as on, a 0% save file, other than having unlocked the Gunslinger. But all the characters, there's no way to upgrade health or damage or speed or carry over anything from run to run. So what that means is a lot of that progression is the skill progression and just the knowledge check. And the game does a really good job of building on that knowledge. I want to give a big shout out to a runner of this game that stopped running before I even started, but Spleen put together an entire document that details the logic behind how the Gungeon spawns its floors. And it isn't very relevant in all floors because we're exploring so much, we're usually finding most things on the floors. But if we're doing an 80% run, for the first floor, you can tell after going through 2 rooms where the boss is going to be, just based on the logic. And so the more you play, the more you learn. It really is a nice skill curve that you're not gated by how far you've gotten or how many things you've unlocked.
Every playthrough of this is different. There's so many different combinations and different rooms and ways the roguelike elements will come together. Is there a specific thing or anything that comes to mind that you just really never want to see? It's like, oh no, why is this here?
Oh, lots. There are certain bosses. There's actually one boss that's supposed to be kind of rare. There's certain guns that the way that RNG in Gungeon works can best be described as, and this is item RNG. The floor layouts and that logic is pretty solved, but what items you're going to get is determined by where you're at in your save file, 1. And then once the Gungeon determines it wants you to play with an item, it's going to kind of keep giving you that item. And there's just recently, I think as of last year, a YouTuber discovered that there are hidden categories of weapons. And so there are some weapons that are classified in the game as crappy weapons. And if you have a crappy weapon, it decreases the chance of another crappy weapon dropping.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it's like that for shotguns and pistols, and there's all number of different categories on top of the rarity categories that already exist. And so sometimes if I see a crappy gun, it's like, do I take this because the Gungeon wants to give it to me and it's going to keep giving it to me, or do I wait and not take it? But yeah, there are a lot of things like that you just don't want to see. One thing I do want to see is I just got this item called the Old Crest, and it's a red shield up on the top left of my screen, and it's going to act as a piece of armor and also a key. And the important thing to know is that when you have armor in this game, it's always at the top of your health pool. And when you have the Old Crest, it's always at the top of your armor pool. I have to do this floor without taking a hit until I find the door I need this key to unlock in order to progress to the next secret floor. We're on floor 2 now, for anybody keeping score. So the fourth floor, which will be the second secret floor, will be next, and hopefully that's going to be right here. Nope, it's not.
Bad luck.
This is also a good point to mention. We do have what we've dubbed the Marathon Safety mod for this game, which gives us a couple of safeties, one of them being if I lose this crest, we don't have to reset the run. I have access to a backup. Which hopefully you will never have to see because we're going to get through here.
Yeah, I'll be
managed
fine.
to get a good gun.
It's good. We're good.
The Gungeon could give me the secret room quickly. Luckily, I've got this gun that with the Gunslinger, it stuns all the enemies. So not the fastest, but is the safest gun I have right now. I'm getting keys too. I'm good on money. I'm good on keys. I've got some decent weapons. I also need 115 casings, which bullet casings are the currency. Everything is a pun in this game or a joke. And a lot of them are D&D puns as well. So that's probably the reason that I just like gravitated towards it. Yeah. Next secret floor is unlocked. So now we just need to find this boss. And I'm going to go with the M1 here because it gives me another speed boost. And we're going to figure out this floor layout pretty quickly and make our way to the second floor boss. And look at that.
There it is.
That was totally, I totally knew that was the right place to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Take credit for it.
Oh, yeah. Look, if I can't take credit for Lucky, I don't know what I'll take credit for. But
it's just skill.
And this is the Gore Gun, another solid D&D/gun-related pun.
Yeah, luck is...
Could have also had the ammo conda.
Luck is just skill only some people have, so...
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and this is a good time to mention that this is kind of the end of the easy part of the run.
Oh, this was easy.
The first... Yeah, so the first secret floor... Oh, we get the Dead Space Mine Cutter.
There we go.
Another one of my favorite guns. Shout out to Dead Space. All right, we're going to go. I'm going to break this chest because I'm going to need to sell things. And if this chest gives me junk, which it didn't, I could have sold the junk. But we're going to go buy this thing. Now I'm out of money. That's fine. So this is kind of the end of the easy part of the run. The first secret floor, which was the oubliette, is harder than the second floor. So it's kind of a little peak. This floor, the Abbey of the True Gun, and the boss in this floor is the hardest part of the run. Partially because you can only have 3 floors worth of gear to get here. And I had to spend 2 keys on the first floor. I just had to spend a whole bunch of money on that floor. So there's only so much gear you can have up to this point. And this boss is tanky. It does a lot of damage. Its projectiles are quick. And this will be the first guaranteed source of jammed damage. And jamming is the Gungeon pun for damned damage. And it's what happens when enemies are cursed. They get jammed instead of damned. And they shoot bullets that are going to be black and red as opposed to white and red. And they do a full heart of damage.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Most basic damage does half a heart. Luckily, we have some armor, because armor will take... You lose armor for any hit you take. And so with jammed bullets, the armor kind of gives you a little bit of a shield there. But once we get down to our red hearts, we need to watch out, because there's going to be a lot of them. When we get the loot bag, too. Don't want to see that.
I'm struggling wrapping my head around it. There's just so much stuff everywhere. How do you keep track of all of this?
Well, the game has a good balance of what enemies are going to spawn in certain areas. So I generally know what enemies I'm going to have to face on each floor. And those enemy spawns are also tied to specific rooms. Like whenever I come into this room, each room, not just this one, I know what enemies I'm going to face. They could spawn in one wave, they could spawn in 2, 3, 4 waves, but I kind of know what to expect in certain rooms at any given time. And depending on what guns we have, we can take advantage of that, as I'm playing kind of safe right now. So that's the biggest skill check for, 99% of running this game is just the knowledge skill check. Understanding where to spend your resources, like the ammo that you get, understanding when you need to take time to go maybe get another item. Oh man, this floor layout is really weird. There's also a lot of instances on the floor layouts where you'll see the end of a chest room. Those are going to be the red X's on my mini map. Those are locked walls. Like this was a loop back to this chest, and I read that very poorly. So it's a combo of just recognizing kind of things you've seen before, and then understanding the enemies in the room layouts you're going to spawn into on each floor.
There's also an element of just rolling with whatever the game gives you. Like at some level, there's the knowledge, but you also have to deal with the fact that you really don't get a lot of choice at any particular run. You have to play with whatever the game decides it's going to give you with that run. And you either take it and succeed or take it and don't succeed. And so there's an element of, I don't want to say like just acceptance, but almost like a willingness to play the hand that you're dealt regardless of whatever it is really does go a long way in getting good at Enter the Gungeon.
That is well put. And this is the Old King. And you can see it's definitely a step up in the patterns and projectiles. He's got several homing attacks, which I'm trying to use the wall to get rid of. We're going to take a little bit of damage here, but the secret floor bosses have no bonus for defeating them hitless. And I also am using blanks, which when you see the screen kind of flash and all the bullets disappear, each floor I start with 2 blanks, and that's what I'm using. Is it's just kind of get out of jail free card, and I'm now out of them, so out of ammo on this gun too. Where are we going to? No, not that one. I'm going to the M1. This is a good point to mention. I am also playing on controller, which is not optimal for all speedrun situations. For me, it's kind of an ergonomic self-care. I work on a mouse and keyboard 8 hours a day, and it's hard to then come and do this
that's
for
valid.
more hours. So
Very valid.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
There is a weapon wheel I can access to kind of cheat and slow down time. All right. I'm going to be doing a little speedrun strat here and dropping everything I own. So this chest I'm about to open is a synergy chest, and it's going to possibly give me a really good item that synergizes, and it didn't. All right. So forget what I was just going to say. No, that is a synergy chest, and the master rounds I get, which are the items you get for no-hitting bosses, synergize with one of the best guns for this run. So by dropping all my other items before opening that chest, I increase my chance of getting that item, which we didn't get anyway. But we did get the Defender's Pistol, which is a really solid gun and has infinite ammo. So we're going to roll with this for a little while. Also, I need to find rats on this floor, and I'm really bad about losing track of where the rats are. So, in chat, I'm looking at you. If you've got a rat emote and you see a rat, feel free to post some rats in chat.
Oh, I'm sure there's rat
secret
emotes.
floor
I'm sure they
is.
exist.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to see them anyway. Just confuse Dan here. Who knows? Were there rats? Were there not? Yeah. I want to see your favorite rat emote. You know, usually we talk cats, we talk dogs, we talk the traditionally cute things. But rats underrated in my opinion. Show me what you got, chat.
Everyone loves a good rat jam now and then.
So this is kind of, depending on where you are in the run and how that last floor went, which it went really well, I have to say. We don't have fast guns, but we've got really good setup guns at this point. So at the risk of jinxing something, this deck's secret floor can kind of be the nail in the coffin, or it can go a little bit easier than the old king went. We have to find it first and get to the rat. I don't want to spoil too much about the next secret floor. It's probably my favorite thing in the game for several different reasons, but it is the most resource-intensive floor to get to. So I had to spend 115 casings on floor 2, which already is a lot of money. And I then have to spend a key in this floor, and I also have to spend 2 blanks in this floor to unlock the next secret floor, which I'm seeing rats here. So we need to find on the floor.
I don't know, I'm not seeing them in chat yet.
Yeah. Fans got me all confused because everybody's posting rats. I saw rats in this floor, so it's in here. There it is. We're looking for big puffs of smoke. Where is it?
There we go.
This sneaky room. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and access this. To not risk using my blanks on accident, we're going to go ahead and use one here, which opens up a secret wall way down here. Use another blank. All right, so we can warp back up. Now we have to find the boss before we can go to that secret floor. But that is, as you can imagine, a lot of resources to spend there that we don't get to use. And you have to really plan these runs out because you don't know how much money you're going to get. You don't know how many keys you're going to get. We do know some things for sure. We start with 1 key, and every shop is going to offer us at least 1 key. But the keys get more and more expensive the further you get into the Gungeon. And there's some amount of money that you're probably going to get, but even that is random in this game depending on how many rooms you have to go through. Free chest here. How many rooms you have to go through. How many enemies are in those rooms. Some enemies drop more money than others. I get excited every time I see a brown chest, and I just keep getting the worst guns out of brown chests.
This is also a really good floor to shout out the one of the true, real first enemies in this game that give people the most problems, and that's platforming.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Platforming into the Gungeon is terrifying.
Yes. I thought platforming in Doom was bad, and then I played Gungeon.
Oh, we got Treadnought.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. This is one of the more interactive boss fights. It's gonna well, we took damage there. No big deal. He's gonna destroy part of the arena and spawn enemies. Hopefully kite him around. And I don't have any blanks, of course. I just mashed my sticks in my controller and nothing happened. Surely I have a better gun than this, yeah. Use the M1. Better damage and some speed boost. This is also a good point to mention that there is a damage cap on all boss fights. There's a rolling 3-second cap on all the damage you can do to a boss. So even if you're incredibly overpowered, there's only 4 weapons in the game that can break the damage cap. So even these fights are always going to take a certain amount of time. But that is the Treadnought down. We're going to refill. We'll stick with the M1. We also got the Devolver bullets there, which are a fun shout out to Devolver Digital. And I apologize ahead of time for not explaining items I'm picking up well. There are so many things that happen when we're trying to go fast. The big thing to know, though, is that there are guns we can pick up, which are pretty obvious. There's passive items we can pick up, and then there's active items. I have no active item right now. It would be in the bottom left hand of my screen. But I did pick up a bullet upgrade Yeah, the Yari launcher is one. The glass cannon is one. The AWP with the gunslinger is one. All right. And this is the Resourceful Rat's Lair, aka the Lost Woods of Gungeon. And this is usually only completable after you've played the game for a long time. You've collected a bunch of secret notes from the Resourceful Rat, and they give you a clue as to how to traverse this maze. There is also on speedrun.com a 100% save file of this game. And so you can download that at any point in time, stick it in your game, and you will know to go right, up, left, which I am repeating in my head over and over so we don't lose this run. I went right twice, now we're going to go up. It's also nice, in Gungeon there's multiple save files, so you can, like I just keep the 100% save file in one, and then if I want to go back to my original, I can have it. The only thing that downloading the 100% save file would do is it would give you a bunch of Steam achievements you didn't necessarily earn. All right, so this is the last up, and then we're gonna go left. If at any point in time you go the wrong way, it just kicks you out, sends you to the 4th floor.
Oh, right. No.
2 lefts and we're gonna be home free. Well, not home free, but
we'll have the opportunity. The privilege.
And this is just, regardless of what it's always this sequence every time.
Yes, it's always this sequence. It's not always the same enemies, but it's always each save file has a predetermined path.
We should be clear.
So for this save file, it's right, up, left. All right, we're coming into the Resourceful Rat. Go back to the M1 here.
If the old king was not the boss that we were most scared of, we're about to go into it.
Oh, looks so cute. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. This is the best boss to kill because this boss will steal any item from a room that you don't collect. But if we manage to actually kill him, he no longer can do that because he's dead. And this is also a huge learning curve when it comes to boss fights in this game. And he's given me terrible... I wanted him to just go back to the center, but he's not going to cooperate. There we go.
I don't even know how you dodge. You're supposed to dodge any of this. My goodness.
A lot of it is just timing, but if this wasn't enough, we're going to check out.
That was part 1.
Wait, what?
And there's a Metal Gear in Enter the Gungeon.
Sure, of course. Oh, that like literally is Metal Gear. Yeah, it's got the satellite dish, the gun. Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear.
Yeah,
Metal Gear.
Everything in this game is a reference to another game.
Yeah, the Resourceful Rat steals anything.
Where's the hand-to-hand combat on top, though? I guess lacking guns. It makes sense for that part to get cut.
Oh, your kid. Oh my goodness. This is the rat's not cooperating here. This okay. You can destroy some of the weapons, which can kind of knock him out of or knock the Metal Gear, I should say, out of its attacks. All right. Oh my goodness. Come on.
Oh my! Oh, how are you alive?
Well, it's a good question. Oh, well. We might not be for long. Yep. Oh, well, we're going to have to see the rat on another turn because we're going to jump back into floor 4 here. This gives you something to look forward to. Luckily, there's one more part of this game that we haven't seen yet. Now, I know chat's going to gasp. We're right here. We got the gunslinger. We just saw that secret floor. And now we're moving on to 4th floor. The floor I can't ever pronounce. This is a great time to remind you that this is a roguelite, and if you die, you die. So we're gonna go and jump in straight to floor 4. We're gonna get a little free gun right here to help out. And you know what this means is you just got to stick around for the run after this to see the conclusion of the Metal Gear boss fight.
All right.
That is, this is a good example of what speedrunning roguelikes can be, because even the best delayed plans, as they say. But we will be able to see the rest of the secret floors and unlock them for everybody this evening.
It goes to show you that you can use the most powerful character and get some of the most optimal layouts and stuff and know everything there is to know, and the game can just say, not today. Nope, today we are not doing this today. Today you are going to lose. And part of it is just being able to say, okay, we will try again next.
Yeah. And it's also one of the things I enjoy most about speedrunning this game is it makes a very fun game to almost play like a randomizer, because you can only play what the game gives you, and it's hardly ever going to be an optimal seed that you can, get a PB or a world record on. But there's always a new challenge. There's always something to kind of explore and get better at and feel a sense of pride and accomplishment around. But this is the 4th floor. There's a secret floor after this that we're also going to hopefully get to see, which this will be interesting with the amount of weaponry I have right now. Presents it. This is usually the kind of the victory lap floor after the rat, but it's always nice to have a new challenge show up. All right. So we're going to have to sell that guy some stuff, which means we need to go find some stuff to sell him and find the boss.
Are we able to pause at any moment here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and pause right now. We were having a little bit of problem with the audio side of things. We'll just go to a quick 2-minute break. We'll be back. All right, I'm getting told we can continue. All right, perfect. We're good.
Okay. See, it was technical difficulties that gave the rat the edge on that fight.
Always.
Yeah. It's nice that the Gunslinger has a starting pistol that I can mash to shoot. I mentioned I'm playing on controller. I also have shoot bound to both RB, which is the normal key binding, and then I have it remapped to A as well. So there's an amount of controller aim assist just kind of built into the game, and so if I'm close enough and the aim assist is kicking in on single shot or semi-automatic guns, I can mash, and it gives you kind of an advantage on weapons like this that the Gunslinger has. And there are a few other good examples. You can get a lot more shots. If I just hold it down, I'm that slow, and we're not making it anywhere shooting that slowly. All right, so we got a decent weapon.
We got kill pillars.
Yeah, we got the kill pillars. I've got the hyperlight drifter gun, which technically has infinite ammo as long as I don't miss my shots. These are 4 separate health pools, and I can kill them all individually, which is kind of ideal because it puts them into a little animation. And then the last one will give me a new health bar.
Very nice.
All right.
Very nice.
No hit the kill pillars.
So there's your master round.
Yep, got another master round. Got another weapon.
Don't get too used to that, chat. We're not going to see it for very long.
Yeah. No, we will definitely, we're going to hold on to that master round to keep that heart. There is another aspect of the marathon mod, if you will, and that is we have just kind of a permanent master round chilling in our inventory. And the reason for that is because the way the game kind of reads if you have a master round or not, and so it's possible for the game to think you shouldn't have access to one of the secret floors. And so we just chill with the master round that we can then sell that normally doesn't do anything. It's affectionately known as the safety round. But that is the key to the next floor we've got to get to, which we're going to go through here. I think I've got one more chest to open. And then we're going to go to the RNG department, which...
Best floor.
The RNG department is fun, and it's cute because it's the only floor that's actually not random. You get the same layout every single time. It's a bunch of enemies that you don't see anywhere else in the game. And it's got a pretty difficult boss, depending on what guns we have to use. So, be interested to see what we have left by the time we get there.
Also, it's a testament to just how good the slinger is that we're on floor 4, and Dan's been pretty much just plowing through this with just the starter gun. And
yeah, I'm trying to conserve ammo as much as I can. All right, so there's nothing else to get here. We are going to sell some items. Let's sell the safety round. Sell what gun do we want to get rid of? We can get rid of you.
Everyone say hi to the cell creep.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then get rid of the muscle relaxers. All right, so time to go attempt the RNG department. Let's go. And this would be the 4th secret floor in the run. We're still gonna chill with the basic weapon. I fear running out of ammo on this boss fight, and so we might get some drops in this level. Hard to say. I could be using the Hyperlight Drifter gun because it refunds my ammo as long as I hit stuff. That'll be a better use of my resources, as I just missed 2 shots right there. But again, this layout is completely standard, so I know exactly where I'm going. And if some of these enemies just seem like weird and like maybe like cut content, I think that's the joke of this floor.
Research and Gungeoneering department.
Yeah. I didn't think that far into it. I just knew the pun on R&D. Well, all right. Little business time, man. We don't have time for you. Gotta find the actual boss. And the boss for this floor is actually the cell creep we sold everything to. And you might catch his dialogue when we get in there. But he's frustrated that he was not the hero of this game. And
can you blame?
Laments that we got all the good guns. Which, in this run, we definitely didn't.
I was going to say...
It's funny, though, because, like, the joke is, like, you don't sell him anything good. So, like, his entire existence in the Gungeon is being sold the worst stuff that nobody wants to play with.
Wonderful.
Yeah. But when you see what he has to work with, I don't really believe that, because we will see what he decides to use against me. Where's the last enemy? Sometimes they just like to play hide and seek. All right. Careful not to fall in the holes.
Again, platforming.
We got one more room. Yeah. Luckily, we haven't been locked behind any platforming yet. I usually try to not progress in the platforming rooms unless I absolutely have to. Come on, big boy. Come on. This guy's so chunky. All right. Books are evil, chat. You heard it here first.
You know it's evil because he's throwing 6s at you.
Yes. Maybe 3 of them at a time. All right. We got hat. We didn't get any ammo.
Gotta go to the roof.
But, yeah.
So now it's Die Hard.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
It is, yeah. And I fell off the back. All right. That's a unique way to take damage in a boss fight.
Yeah, I thought it was over, so I'm happy that that wasn't just a one-hit KO.
No. These giant projectiles, not my favorite. Save this blank. And out of, we might be back to the starter pistol. See how long I can keep the Hyperlight Drifter afloat.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
Aghanim, play nice.
Come on.
Play nice, Aghanim.
Oh! Die.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Okay, look. This has gone from a... Oh, my goodness. Look at this gun.
No.
Oh, my goodness. No, you don't know. This gun is a crappy gun. In the base game, it's not good. But it's one of those crappy guns that, like, you hope is the crappy gun you get. Because with the Gunslinger, it's incredible. All right, so we are in the Forge. We made it through that somehow. And this would be the normal last floor of the game.
But
It isn't for us, but we'll get there.
see.
We'll get there.
We'll see. I don't need... There are wall masters in this game too. If there wasn't already enough, there's also wall masters. They just send you back a room. And I'm not, you know what? I'm not even going to go this way. So there's a couple of strats for the Forge. And the main thing to know is that the final boss's room is huge. So there's only so many places on the map that it could spawn. And kind of the general rule of thumb is you just want to go up and out. Because the boss room's not going to spawn below another room. It's impossible for that to happen. What is this room? Oh my goodness. You know, I wasn't planning on the rainbow or the robot run being the good run for tonight, but it probably will be. All right. That D20 just got rolled a 20, so that's how the enemy's luck has been. I did get a little bit of ammo though. That's those red ammo boxes give you 50% back for your gun you're using and 25%. We kind of have a chance for clearing every room to get a little item drop. So that nice little plus there. Especially on a very ammo dependent gun like this. Yep. All right. This is probably not going to be the way. Nope, I didn't say that. This is the way. This is always my luck as soon as I decide to turn back one room before. But I'm going for this chest to hopefully get a little bit more resources. Where's Spider? There's Spider. Okay. One of the last enemies added in the game, and it maybe I should be playing on 1.0 now. They've added a ton of incredible content to this game throughout the years.
Massive shout out to Dodge Roll Games for just all of the things that you're seeing to be completely honest, they don't really even scratch the surface of everything that goes into what has been put into this game by Dodge Roll, because there's just so much content. Like, in every single nook and cranny of this game, there is something like lovingly placed that's either a reference or a secret or an Easter egg for you to discover, or some new thing to add a depth of new gameplay or a new toy to play with. That is just a really cool thing to find. So big, huge thanks to Dodge Roll for building such a really, really cool game.
I also have hover boots now. I was hoping for a gun, but the hover boots are fun. They'll be nice if we make it past this floor. All right, where is... I would love if we accidentally ran into the shop as well. I'm just kind of putting that out into the... manifesting the shop.
That's nice.
Got some hearts, though.
That's nice.
Got a heart, yeah. All right, this is not... Well... Oh, that's not going to be... This is not going to be the shop, no. Okay. I just looked at the time and I was like, man, 15 minutes. And then I remembered we died. All right. We should end up being able to find the shop, though. Because if it's... This is most likely the boss. Let's see. How good is my prediction skills? How good are my prediction skills, I should say.
Correction,
There's the
didn't have
boss.
to do it myself. All right.
Yeah. But we're definitely looking for the shop, though. And it's not this way, so we know exactly where it is. It's somewhere else. We've got a whole bunch of money, and I need some ammo or another gun or something. So we're just going to take a little jaunt to the shop. The shopkeeper doesn't get much love, so...
Yeah, my
Especially
brain
the Ford
interpreted that
shopkeeper.
last room as like, all right, so we know the shop can't be here, so it has to be somewhere else. And I was like, yes. Yes, of course it has to be somewhere else.
Yeah. There's only one other somewhere else.
Yeah,
it
there's
could
only
be,
one
though.
other somewhere
That's
else.
yeah. I know it's not here, therefore. All right, let's see. What hit me? Oh my goodness. This game sometimes. All
There we
right.
go.
I think I have to buy a gun here. This is a gun that can technically hit the damage cap. I could also do that challenge room, but we're going to destroy this chest. All right, half a heart. I'll take it. Destroy this chest. Grass.
Oh boy.
We got the glass cannon.
Okay.
Yo, this
Y'all,
is one of the
is
ones that
one of the-
breaks the
That
damage
was
cap,
not-
yeah?
Yes.
That was
And
that was the thing that probably shouldn't have happened, but we take those.
Oh my goodness.
not only does it break the damage cap, the caveat with the glass cannon is that if you take damage with the glass cannon, it normally breaks. But the Gunslinger's synergy is that the glass cannon can't break. So it's like
What?
doubly good. Yeah. It's got a long... Actually, we're going to go... There's a mechanic in this game where if you reload one gun, you reload all your guns. And the glass cannon has a very long reload timer. I'm going to cycle between guns, get some damage over here, and then... Oh, not now. Don't want to see the daggers. All right, they're gone. All right, what can I swap to now? Hyperlight Drifter. I'm getting into the deep cut speedrun tech now. Can't even use one gun.
Sometimes a game like Gungeon will just do something that is admitting that it messed you up, and it's just apologizing through good RNG.
Yeah, it's like that makeup foul.
Ball don't lie. And in this
And then
case,
the makeup penalty.
in this case, junk don't lie.
All right. We're almost to phase 2. I should be able to just use the Hyperlight Drifter gun. We might have to do... I don't know if we'll be able to one-cycle the heart. It would be nice.
So this is probably less intimidating than it looks.
No, this is terrifying. What are you talking about? The most skilled part of the game right there. All right, we're just gonna 2-cycle the heart. Oh man, thanks for coming along, chat. This has been fun. This is why we play these games, because there's something uniquely satisfying about coming into a run or coming into a game and knowing that there is no perfect, you know? I can't speedrun Castlevania 1 because there's like 3 frame perfect tricks in the first level, and if you don't do them, you didn't get them. There are no frame perfect tricks in Enter the Gungeon. And we just killed the any percent boss. That is the dragon. And now we are going...
Here we go.
What was that?
We're going to bullet hell.
It's bullet hell time.
No.
Yes. All right. Let's take stock of our resources. This is...
It's a little different.
If we beat the Lich, this is going to be a thing. Because this is normally we've played the entire game. We've got guns, we've got armor, we've got ammo. So this is DLC right now. We get the Lich kill on this buttoned together, limping along run. That'll be the DLC content for the first run. Holy crap, this room. Okay. And this floor is huge. The layout is all over the place. It has, not only does it have like the worst new enemies in the game, it can basically spawn in, oh my goodness. We might be doing starter pistol.
Oh my goodness.
Starter pistol bullet hell, let's go. Low percent run. You might just have to go strafe gun and pray that I get some ammo.
Because
you got to make it to the Lich to have a chance to kill the Lich.
that is true. Something to note about bullet hell that makes it a bit different than the other rooms. There are no chest rooms in bullet hell.
And no shop.
Yeah, there is no shop. So we are at the mercy of the drops for any and everything that we get. So any ammo we get, that blank's going to be really nice, but any ammo we get is going to have to come at the mercy of the game here.
And there are I will say again, some of the worst enemies in the game. It's very, very important in bullet hell to know the floor layouts, because a lot of these enemies are kill on sight as fast as possible. And I might be taking a little bit of extra time before each room to make sure I have the right gun and everything, just because it's very, very intense. I don't want that blob. Shoot. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. All right, I think once you start getting from the main path and then getting other rooms that also have choices, the best sign that you're going in the right direction. Because at this point, it's like, okay, you haven't got a dead end yet. You're probably going the right way. There are items like the compass that tell you exactly where to go and would be incredible in the speedrun. Most of the world records for the main categories in this game use an item called the escape rope, which takes you directly to the shop on a floor. So you just get that item and then you just skip floor after floor after floor, going directly to the shop in each floor. So there's a wide variety of ways to go fast. And a shout out to Hollow Gun and also Napalm, who are Brazilian and Japanese speedrunners, respectively, who have completely dominated the speedrun leaderboards for this game. It is dedicated and skilled and talented runners who have contributed a lot to the game and to the community over the years. We just keep room after room, spawn wave after spawned wave. This is probably a circle. I don't think we have another choice at this point. Also, Hell has a lot of these rooms where it's impossible to see everything that's on the screen, which then makes it doubly difficult to actually not take damage to things you literally can't see. Luckily, I do have the hover boots. Makes things a little bit easier to traverse in Hell. I love having the wings or like the jetpack so you can fly through and over pits. It's a big help.
Oh, this is
especially in Hell. Oh, this is a lovely room of death. I've got.
That was a room.
Yeah, I had to burn the. Oh man, this might all be a lie. We're so deep in this loop that it's like the cost is so far sunk. We just
gotta see what happens.
Yeah. Well, because this boss, unlike a lot of the secret floor bosses, is a room that then teleports you somewhere else. So there is no size limitation on the boss, and that's an important thing to point out because most of the boss floors, save for the rat, which it's on its own floor, you can start process of elimination and know where the boss isn't gonna be. Oh, okay. We're fine.
The jukes.
We're fine. But that's not the case in Bullet Hell because it's a teleporter room.
So normally to unlock the Gunslinger, you have to beat this floor twice in a row.
No.
Yes.
Yes. To just unlock, and you have to do it twice in a row in succession. Like you get
on one life.
On one life. That's the normal way to unlock Gunslinger.
Yeah, and so not that we haven't already, majorly spoiled anything in this game, but there's a mechanic in this game, and we'll go just deep Gungeon lore. There's an item that is storied to exist in the Gungeon, and that item is a bullet that can kill the past. And so the Gungeoneers you start off with have all come to the Gungeon to seek this bullet so they can right some wrong or travesty or deed they committed in their past. To unlock the Gunslinger, you have to kill the Lich, which is the Gunslinger's past. And you have to go in there, you have to kill the Lich with the Paradox character, which is a paradox, so it doesn't have a past, which then gives you the Lich's past, which is the Gunslinger. So instead of the Lich's past comes and kills itself. And yeah, I'm sure everybody.
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
It makes perfect
sense.
Got it. Yes.
Got it on.
This is the.
I can
this is
recite
the other
it right
reason.
now if I had time, but we just don't have time to do it. So.
Yeah. This
There's
is also
action
the
on
other
screen.
reason why there's a 100% save file available.
Yes.
Because the lore is 100% save file for lore itself is just worth the investment at times.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time that you should have fun with Enter the Gungeon however you want to have fun. And for a lot of people, it is a huge time commitment. And, if you just want to play the game and have all the bells and whistles and characters and stuff, more power to you. It's a lot of fun, and I would rather you have fun on the 100% save file than get frustrated on a 0% save file. So take that for whatever it's worth, and we found a dead end. That's always fun. See, somebody might accuse me of sandbagging for the next run, so things just look that much more impressive. But sometimes this is just how things end up, especially in the Gungeon. Every room is just slowly draining my resources. All right, come on. Got another wave in this room still. No, we don't. Okay. This should be the split that gets me to the boss. I've never seen a worse layout than this. I've seen this bad of a layout. I've never seen this bad of a layout then get worse. So, fingers crossed. We'll at least get to see the Lich. With 2 hearts right now, getting through the Lich, looking a little more risky, but nothing to do but to try at this point.
We'll try.
We found the other dead end. We definitely found the other dead end. Don't you set me on fire. There is fire and poison damage in this game. The fire damage, if you get hit with fire, it builds up and then damages you. The poison damage slowly ticks up when you're standing in poison. Oh, we got a chest back here, and we just got a key drop. We're going to get one more item. It's a blue chest. It could be the cactus gun. It's not going to be.
No.
It's not. No.
That's a...
No, I tried. The cactus gun is probably one of the best guns to get as the gunslinger just because the sheer number of synergies it has. All right. Can you please just get run over by the spike thing?
There you go.
Thank you. We got a napalm strike though. That's not nothing. Oh, that guy's kind of cute. Little pitchfork. Okay, come on.
Nope.
We'll find it eventually.
It's here somewhere, we promise.
The room we're looking for is in another Gungeon. We've been peached.
We're just going to get to the end, and instead of the Lich, it's going to be Toad.
I would do the Toad scream, but, you know, I might not be able to control myself.
Good call.
All right, we got another blank, and we got ammo. Okay. All right, I think we go buzzkill here. Okay.
Yeah, that looks like a boss door.
It is a boss door. We got 4 blanks, we got 4 hearts.
Here we go.
Oh, come on. Oh yeah, you can't burn the Lich. That's
That's one.
GG?
yeah, GG.
Yeah.
Yay, we did it.
Yeah.
Yay. We beat the run.
Make sure. Oh, wait.
Oh no.
Oh, he mad. Oh, he mad.
Oh, come on. Oh no, no, I'm on fire. Okay. That was a panic blank.
We take. Not uncommon.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
All right, is it true GG this time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
He's made of bullets?
No. Oh, it was right there.
Oh, was that the final
We
one?
had it.
Oh, jeez. It was a
had it
valiant
on there.
attempt. It was a valiant attempt. You almost
was right
that was
there.
real good. That was real good.
Oh man.
Was that the final one?
That was it.
Oh,
that was it. Chad, I'm sweating right there with you. That would have been
Y'all,
it.
seriously, give it
That
up.
will be it.
Give it up for Dan, because
That
that
will
was
be
a
it.
really, 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 really clutch.
Excellent all floors attempt there, Dan. Now, we do have another run for Gungeon
do.
here.
Yes, there is.
You want to tease it before we go into the break? What can people look forward to after the break?
So we're going to do another all floors run. We're going to swap things up. We're going to use a different character. We're going to use a different kind of modifier to really show off kind of the breadth of the game. This was supposed to be the harder category. So it's very different though. So this one is a little less random. So we'll see. We will kill the Lich.
Okay.
We will kill the Lich with the robot.
All right, sounds like fun. Well, everybody in the GDQ audience, don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick couple-minute break here. So we'll be back with more Gungeon after this. Welcome back to more Enter the Gungeon here on No Category Left Behind on the GDQ Hotfix. Once again, I am your host, Vant_TV, filling in for Nukes today. And your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick with AGDQ 2023 costs, including hotel cancellation costs, so please consider subscribing to help support Games Done Quick. Also, Unapologetically Black and Fast is coming up February 11th to 12th. Celebrate Black Excellence in Speedrunning coming up next month. Use !UBAF in Twitch chat for more info. Dan, I see on the screen here we're quite colorful. What's going on here?
Yes. So we're jumping into another way to play Enter the Gungeon. So as we saw in the first run, each floor has chests. There are shops with items you can buy. There are items that bosses can drop or just randomly give you in the run. You can also choose instead to get none of that. And at the beginning of each floor, you get this rainbow chest. And I've opened the first rainbow chest. Since time doesn't start until you move, we can actually open the first rainbow chest and have a little peek before the timer starts, which is nice. So the rainbow chest gives me a choice of 8 items. There are item rarity and item types in this game, and the rainbow chests are guaranteed to give me items of every rarity. So there's some good items, there's some not great items. So for a rainbow run, you're going to get some high quality items. But we're also playing as the robot. And you can notice the robot's health pool up there. It's all armor. He's got no blood, got no hearts, got no soul. So it can be a little tricky because there's some healing in this game, not as much armor in this game. So we'll see how this goes. And I've cracked open the rainbow chest. I know what I'm going to pick. There's this gun down there. He's kind of eyeballing me back and forth.
It's giving you side eye.
Yeah, it's giving me side eye. So we're going to pick up Gunther, and time will start whenever I first move. So we're going to do that in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good
Make
luck.
sure I get it. All right. So Gunther is a jealous weapon, and it's rather insulting. You might see some text boxes show up as I kill things. It's going to insult me, and slowly it'll start to like me. And Gunther goes through 3 stages. One is just kind of the base stage. The next stage, he'll start doing a bit more ammo, a bit more damage. And then the third stage, Gunther will do max damage, and, well, it's max damage, not max damage in the game. It'll do its max damage, and the bullets will become homing. And the other really important thing about Gunther, yeah, next time aim a little better. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for nothing.
What a jerk. Wow.
The best thing about Gunther is it's got infinite ammo, which is like immediately eliminates a lot of what can potentially go terribly wrong in this game. So it's going to be a long day. You and me both, Gunther. Almost like he knows we just had a subpar run. So you're going to see me going through the same steps we went in the last run, the same secret floors, and the objective is still the same. This would be a different category on the leaderboard. There's also a turbo mode, there is a challenge mode, there's a blessed mode, and you can also combine any of those modes together. So you really get to pick your fancy. And Robot's never going to be the fastest character, but man, I love playing as the robot. And we will slowly level up Gunther. The bullets are rebounding. We've already gained some. We might have got the first level up as well. And the bullets also pass through enemies, which is a big thing. Clearing rooms, being... Oh, there's our friend. He doesn't want to give us chests. But we can still destroy the chests. And this is the real reason I'm playing as the robot. The robot has a built-in mechanic, which I don't even know if the game ever tells you about it, which, if you know anything about the Gungeon, that's like a lot of things. You just kind of learn it because your friend tells you it, or the Wikipedia page tells you it. But the Gungeon has, or the robot has a built-in mechanic that for every piece of junk he has, he does an extra 5% damage. So I can't open chests and get items, but I can destroy them and potentially get... See, there's no... This dude would normally have items for me. How rude. I can destroy them and potentially get junk, so the robot still has a way to make use of those chests, which nobody else really would other than potentially getting hearts. So I am going to go out of my way when I know where a chest is to go try to get some junk. And the junk is also not guaranteed, so still got some randomness there. Oh, what a nice big chest we have to destroy. All right, first boss. We already got 2 junk. Let's go. Oop, trigger twins. The robot also starts with this water that he can electrify. The robot's starting items are that water he can drop, and he's got battery bullets, which electrifies them, which also really helps. The electric bullets are much more accurate and do a little bit more damage, and then they electrify water. So the trigger twins, they just can't stand a chance.
You do still get master rounds, which is nice.
It's nice, but they only give us 1 armor, which I'm going to buy as much armor as I can, and we're schmoovin'.
Is there a
4
cap
minutes out of the first
for how much armor you can have at once?
No.
Really?
I think the size of the screen, maybe. Let's hope there's not a cap, because I'm going to get absolutely as much as I want.
Oh,
and now you'll see,
my goodness, I'm such a
the in-game
fool.
timer is paused right now. So I know we're running an RTA timer for this run. The speed run does use the in-game timer, so it's a really nice kind of quality of life thing. And for these runs, we can open the chest without the timer starting. So that lets us kind of get to look through these chests. And just remember, I picked up the makeshift cannon. Just keep that in your mind.
File that one away for later.
Yeah, file it away.
I've got my note, my handwritten note in front of me.
Yeah, Dr. No is going to be giving everybody a quiz at the end of this hotfix show, so I hope you're all taking your notes. It will be graded.
I will say, though, that it is open note, and
yes,
a nice thing about Enter the Gungeon, especially if you're just getting used to these mechanics and you're seeing, like, how do we know so much about all of these things? The wiki for Enter the Gungeon is fantastic. The community has really put a lot of love and a lot of attention into really getting all of the information about this game into a resource for people that want to learn and want to really, like, figure out how these things are put together. So big shout out to the Enter the Gungeon fandom wiki, because there is an absolute ton of really useful stuff if you want to learn more about what you're seeing here, how it all fits together, how to unlock the things you're seeing. It's all really, really well organized.
Yeah, it's always fun when games like this bring together an otherwise kind of segregated communities, because I mean you've got challenge runners, you've got casual gamers, we've got speed runners, we've got modders. It's the whole gambit, and speedruns in general, which is kind of my neck of the woods, we're always better the more people.
Go Team Gungeon.
That can, see, it likes me now. Look. But we're always much better the more people we have involved, whether it's, running the game seriously, whether it's modding or resources, or we're all always better the more of us there are. So,
which is a good opportunity.
Shout out to
the community, and a big shout out to someone that had a big role in this category becoming a thing in the first place. Someone you might not expect to be associated with it in the Gungeon. One Barbarous King. Who you may be more familiar from Kaizo Mario and Mario Maker. Also a very skilled Enter the Gungeon player, and someone who helped to really put this category, I don't want to say on the map, but really helped push this category within the community and give this category a platform for more people to explore and learn about. So big shout outs to Barb for giving this category a platform for more people to learn about.
Yeah, I still haven't been able to beat his time.
No, his time is fantastic. Holy cow.
Kind of salty about that, yeah. I mean, shout out just to all the All Floors leaderboard it's really cool, because like we've got Hollow Gun, who I think I saw them hanging out in chat, who's just the Luke Skywalker of Gungeon, or the Neo. He can just read the RNG. And he spent a lot of time curating save files so that their runs are just like as good as can possibly be. But we've got folks, we've got Hollow Knight speedrunners, we've got one of the Tunic world record holders, we've got myself, who this is one of the only kind of bullet hell games I've played. It's a really fun, eclectic group of people, and I say that to just encourage anybody. There's no barrier to entry, especially for this run. We're just all trying to get through the Gungeon together as fast as possible. And Gunther is fully powered up now, so we're doing some good damage. The one downside to Gunther is that the damage will kind of fall off the later we get into the game. But with the rainbow chests on every floor, I can prioritize kind of passive items that might upgrade my damage. Since this gun has infinite ammo, I don't have to worry about getting another weapon. Oh, that key drop was huge. All right. So we need to go find the old crest, which is over here. I'm going to go ahead and spin this key, and then nothing else I want to buy. I'm going to go to this boss. And you remember that makeshift cannon I picked up?
We told you there'd be a quiz.
It has one bullet.
Oh. Oh.
And it does almost the entire... I missed one little bit of the makeshift cannon. The makeshift cannon is one of those few weapons that breaks the DPS cap and does that. But it only has one shot, so until I buy more ammo for it, which, hello. You only have a limited number of shots.
I think breaking the damage cap is an understatement. My goodness, the bar was just there and it was gone.
There's a reason why we told
one-shot the boss had I aimed at it right.
I also do want to say, I felt like a fool this whole time because I just now noticed when you're loading a new stage, it says reloading, and I'm all for it. Yeah. It's great.
All right, we've got Daruma. Oh man, is Dr. No, is that the ammo synthesizer or the armor synthesizer?
Let me look.
The little green box.
I'll tell you real quick.
Is it time to go to the Wikipedia?
It is.
The wiki, not the Wikipedia. The wiki, the Gungeon wiki. Shout outs to all.
Because if that is the armor synthesizer, I'm picking it up. If it's the ammo synthesizer,
that is the ammo synthesizer.
Well, we're going Daruma. Daruma is like cheating anyway. So Daruma is an on-use item, and whenever I dodge a bullet, I can use Daruma, and it acts as a blank. So it's like infinite blanks. And if that sounds powerful, I deserve it after last run. I don't know. This is what you're hoping for.
We do have some people wondering why you didn't go clone.
The clone would be the best thing to pick up if we just wanted to for sure beat the run no matter what. But the way the clone works, for anybody that's not aware, is if you die, you restart from the beginning of the run with everything you died with. So, if we died to the Lich again, we could come back and do the whole run over again. The clone is a very strong item, especially for, trying to unlock characters or unlock the Gunslinger, for instance. So it is a very strong item. All right, getting more junk. We're leveling up that base damage. We already found the secret entrance here, so don't have to worry about the crest. All right, we're moving. What is next? I still need to worry about not taking damage because, no heart. No hearts at all. Oh, I almost left somebody out. We have a renowned Rayman runner that plays lots of Gungeon as well. Shout out to Glackham.
Shout out to Glackham.
Shout outs to Glackham. Great guy.
Glackham only wanted to do cursed robot turbo runs, which is, if it sounds like the most cursed category, it is.
That definitely sounds like something Glackham would do.
Yeah.
Sounds like something a Rayman speedrunner would do.
A Rayman speedrunner and a Faust main would do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love you, Glackham.
All right, yeah, so we still need to find the boss. We know where the secret floor is. I think we already destroyed a chest. Yeah, so we're pretty good to go here. This, I know, is also another chest, so I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Or I should have come up with a better pun for that. Probably right there.
I tend to avoid puns.
Gift gun in the barrel.
I was about to say, I don't like puns that have horses and guns this close to each other.
Platforming and fire and explosions. Doing that room while you still have the crest has killed at least one PB pace run for me. At least one. Yeah, thank you for the reminder. I do not have the hover boots anymore, which this is... That makes a very good point. We got the gore gun again. We've seen this. We can chat for a little bit. That makes a really good point. Is I really enjoy speedrunning roguelites. And one of the hardest things about speedrunning roguelites is being on a really good run and then starting over and forgetting you don't have any of the power-ups or the, things that made you strong, like the hover boots. So shout out to that chatter. Thanks for having my back. All right, gore gun down.
GG.
Very nice. Here we go.
Can't get in the poison. All right. Oh, you let me forget about the makeshift cannon.
Did I?
I didn't even think about the makeshift. We've got the makeshift cannon for the old king, though, guaranteed.
Yeah, see, that was strategy. We didn't want you to use it there because, the gore, let's be honest here. As a acclaimed Gungeon expert myself, I've played the first floor. Easy boss. Let's just save it for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, if it were a quiz, I wouldn't have told you the answer.
Yeah, exactly. I knew it's being graded. I should have known that. But that rainbow chest offered me the Riddle of Lead, which is a fantastic item for me to get on this run because all it does is make everything I do better. It did give me some curse, but I go faster and do 30% more damage. So you could say that the Gungeon feels sorry for what it did to me. I think we're on good terms now. We're back on speaking terms. Inky Pine, you and I just had that same realization as I walked through the shop. So we're going to have to do a little bit of creative work to get that nod key. That was what I really forgot in the last floor, Dr. No.
Yeah.
Walked right through the shop. So this is a good time to talk about the fact that I am playing on a modded version of this game. We've chatted a little bit about that and a little bit about the safety mod. One of the other benefits of that is we can basically give me an item. For anybody that, you might not want to play this the hard and tough way, or maybe you played this before and you want to expand your horizons. There is a really vibrant modding community that's added a lot of cool stuff to this game, including a console. And so we are going to give myself the nod key after this floor to make sure we can go see the rat again. All right. And we're already basically cheating with the makeshift cannon anyway, so we might as well make it official. All right. We have our synergy chest, which again give me some loot. All right. We're gonna skip that chest. I think we've got everything we need out of here. All right, on to the third floor. We still need to find the rat. So keep your eyes open for those rats. Let's see what the rainbow chest has.
It really wants you to take the shotgun full of love.
No, you know what it wants me to take? The best item it could possibly give me, which is the metronome.
Oh boy.
So the metronome is going to increase my damage for every enemy I kill, and it's reset if I take damage and reset if I swap guns. But if you have a gun with infinite ammo, you never really have to swap guns. And it's like, I don't know if I could think of a better item for this run than the metronome. Gungeon really wants to make up, apologize, keep me playing it, keep me coming back for more.
It'll do that. Sometimes Gungeon plays nice, sometimes Gungeon does not play nice.
Most of the time I would say it does that, because anytime you just get a little bit frustrated, it gives you, the finished gun, or Gunther with the metronome.
And that's one of the really cool things about Rainbow runs, is that during the course of a normal run, like, you really only get max maybe 3 items per floor, and they might not all be guns. So we were talking in the last run, you have to kind of play the hand you're dealt by the game. With a Rainbow run, you get all the cards face up, and you can pick the cards you most want to play that hand. They might not all be good, but you at least get a lot more choice in the matter.
All right, we found the rats. There we go. Let's go. All right, and so I'm going to not spend... I'm going to keep 115 casings in my inventory because I'm going to give myself the nod key, and that's how much it would cost. So I'm doing my part for nothing more than missing out that shop. So we will be fair to the Gungeon. I'm not going to buy anything extra. This is the Mine Flare. For anybody out there keeping track of puns, I'm sure this is the one of them. And it throws mines. So, if nothing but consistent. We got the really good room RNG though. We got these pillars to hide behind. And hopefully the Mine Flare won't take a break here. No,
very nice.
Kill it without phase changing. Yeah, Gunther putting in work for us. Another master round. All right, so we've got everything we need. All right, just need to get back to the rat room here. Yeah, legally distinct Mine Flare. Yes, definitely not. Oh, that takes on a whole new connotation these days. Definitely not copywritten by any fantasy genre. Not at all. All right. Yeah, I know. All right, chat. Look away.
No looky. This is not what you think it is.
All right, so we bought that nod key on the second floor. So now we're back. Round 2 rat. All right. What are we getting here? We're getting fat bullets because fatter equals stronger when it comes to bullets. We are leveling up Gunther's attacks as we speak.
These bullets are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but I enjoy a thick bullet. The metronome is just constantly leveling up. All right, that was right one time. This is right for a second time. We're going up after this, chat. We're going up. We're going up. This is not where the run ends because I'm going up. We're going to go up one more time after this because I'm going to remember I need to go up again. Look at all of those metronome stacks, and then I took damage. Okay, that's fine. We're going up again, and then we're going left. Left for the rest of the time. All right. There's a displacer beast as well. I don't know if that has a pun name. That is definitely another reference. All right, we don't need any of this. We can't use any of that. All right, Rat.
Let's do this round.
Let's go. Rat round 2 with Daruma. So I can do that a lot.
The name you were looking for is a misfire beast.
Oh, look at there. The wiki coming in handy.
What are you talking about? I knew that off the top of my head.
I thought you just made it up. I was giving you credit for making up a good name. All right. Metal Gear 2. Snake's Revenge. That was a game, right?
Metal or Gear?
No, there was definitely a Snake's Revenge because Yeah, it was an NES game, wasn't it? Yeah. I have way...
Yeah. As someone that
I
played
only know it because of the music. I have a very...
As someone that owned Metal Gear for the NES and played through all of 3 screens of it in the time I owned it, yes, I can speak as an expert on this subject.
Yeah. If there's anything I have knowledge on behind other than the games that I speedrun, it is random retro music. So take that for whatever it's worth.
Because y'all, if you didn't know Dan, beyond being a phenomenal gamer, phenomenal musician, I'm just going to put that out in the world too.
Well, I appreciate it.
Okay, so
Fant,
we're coming up at the end here. We're about to beat the rat a second time. What do you think comes?
What did you say this game was? What did you say this fight was missing last time? Okay.
Let's go.
Yep, there is Punch Out in Gungeon. We're going to try to go for a Star Punch strat, too, so... Trying to make Zallard proud here. Not doing it blindfolded. Alright, give me something I can hit. No. Come on. Okay. Alright. And it can't just have one phase.
There we go.
You can't, the robot RNG is not the same as the Gunslinger RNG, so sadly you can't lock him in this stun pattern. I don't know why the RNG is different for the different characters, but it is. All right, it can't just have 2 phases either.
And yes, they gave... yeah. Yes, they gave the Rat a Dreamland Express.
Oh,
Let's go.
I never get the cheese.
Let's go. We got the
cheese strats. Let's go.
Chat, we got the cheese.
And for anybody that's interested, this is required in the speedrun. You have to beat the rat. You have a valid all floors run. We got Old Goldie. Hold on. I accidentally picked up remote bullets, which is the worst item in the game. Need to drop that.
So you get a lot for beating this.
Yeah.
So if you've never seen that before, something you need to know, if you end up getting a Punch-Out game in the course of a normal run, while it's required for the speed run, losing at Punch-Out will not kill your run.
Yes, it is. It is solely a mini game. The better you do on it, the better you get more keys, and you would be able to open chests. Since we're in a rainbow run, and I just got the candy.
This is a blessed run.
Since we're in a rainbow run, I can't open any of the rats' chests, but you do. My last run, this was supposed to be the victory lap, where we started over the last run, and I think I said as much, and you'll see why, because I also got one of the Payday game-themed items, so now I'm a gangster, and I have a sidekick. But the other thing this game does well is they have tied in so many other lovely games and indie games, and there's Shovel Knight guns and Dead Space guns and Payday stuff, and if it's not a pun or a reference or a D&D item, it's a gun from another game paying tribute, and it's just a great time. Like, I've learned of other games I didn't know about because they had guns in this game, so. All right, so 4th floor, we've got to find the cell creep so we can go back to the RNG department. And then we've also got to beat the boss, of course. And also not spend any money because, you know, trying to play fair here. Gunther was my reset item for a while, trying to do Rainbow Run PB runs. Because it's just... You can just set it and forget it. You don't have to do anything else. I have since moved on to Hollow Gun's curated save files if I'm trying to go for a PB, because they're... All right, let's see. We're going to drop this master round. Then we're going to sell... Hey, can you buy this from me, please?
Please.
Please buy. Okay, we're going to sell you this gun. And Old Goldie, I'm not going to sell because that is another gun that breaks the damage cap. We'll sell this random thing that I forgot I had. And then, gonna open up.
Don't accidentally fall down the grate.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and... I can afford to buy armor and not cheat. I don't have ammo. That would be... Having the makeshift cannon for more time would just be even more over the top. But I did ruin my metronome stacks again, but we've got plenty of enemies to kill, hopefully. With fat bullets and the magic sweets, which I picked up in this floor's rainbow chest, just... It says it gives you free stats. It's, I think, damage up, attack speed up, and speed up. All I need now is platinum bullets. That would be the cherry on top of the gun. I don't know. I'm bad at puns.
Gun cherry.
Yeah.
It gives you damage, speed, and increases your coolness by 1.
Oh, yeah. That's a good... So there are other kind of stats you can have in this game. We've talked about curse a little bit. If your character gets cursed, they start seeing more jammed enemies. You can also get jammed bosses if your curse gets too high. There's also coolness, which affects your crit rate, and I think your item drop rate as well. Curse affects your items as well. It's actually kind of desirable to get a little bit of curse because you then have a greater chance of getting like ammo drops.
Okay, I have to give a shout out to this because this is really good. The cherry on top of the gun day. That's
there you go. Chat coming in clutch.
Well played.
That's why you're the best, chat.
Well played. Speaking of
well done.
Speaking of well done, that boss is over.
All right, so we're picking up ammo for the makeshift cannon, and we're going we're moving on. Oh, if I can get up here on the map. 30 minutes. All right. We got a little bit left.
Rolling.
Y'all still with me, chat? You know, hanging around for the road. See, people in chat were like, oh, not a robot. I couldn't even beat a gunslinger run. You know. That, there was literally nothing in that chest. No. So I picked up a permanent Gungeon stone, which would normally heal me, but
there's no
I don't have hearts. No. But it will float around me. The Gungeon stones, shout out to Ion stones in Dungeons and Dragons. You can either float above your head or your waist, depending on your predilection, but this one will block bullets. There are some items and companions you can get. It's crazy playing this level without a starter pistol.
If you're
not using my starter pistol, I should say.
I was about to say, chat, if you're wondering, hey, I've seen this before. Yes, this is exactly the same as the first run that Dan did. And when we say exactly the same, we mean exactly the same.
Yep, good old RNG department giving us just the best. It's nice to have this break in the run wherever we are, because it's like, okay, know right where to go. We'll get to see a little bit better viewpoint of this boss, and unfortunately the boss kind of moves. I'd like to be right up on top of him. Unfortunately the boss moves with where you are, so if you try to get up close, he'll just like infinitely move back and eventually like almost off the screen. But all right, I'm just gonna use another blank there. I don't want to deal with that fire. We're dealing with it anyway. The metronome luckily has like plateaus of damage, and so once you get from like the blue plateau to the green plateau, you don't get reset all the way back down.
Yep.
Yeah, they're the test enemies,
and
the RNG free RNG department.
One big difference between armor and health, other than the fact that you can't recover, like once you lose armor, it's gone. Once you lose armor, and then I don't know if it's exactly the same or if it's a little bit different, but there is a bit of a blank that gets fired off whenever you lose armor.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
It's the third time you've gotten the shotgun full of fit out of.
We talked about this during the first run. The Gungeon is wise in its ways, and when it decides you want something, it knows you want something. Yeah, I don't have hover boots. Yeah, I know. You can tell that every time I get here,
Fant.
I usually have hover boots.
Y'all, Fant was just so blown away by that punch-out fight.
I was, it's disappointing to lose a run. It's disappointing to die at the rat right after somebody's like, well, they didn't put in melee combat. I had to wait like an hour to show you that, man.
Thank you for not spoiling it though, because that was great.
Yeah. I thought about it, but glad we had another run coming. I saved them the makeshift cannon because it's easy to miss on that boss. I didn't want to just completely whiff it. All right, we got the shop. I was hoping there'd be an exit out of the shop. This is a good just speed run tip. If you ever get a shop and there's an exit from the shop, that is always the path to the boss. Always. Well, you could get an exit that's just like a single room. That wouldn't be the path to the boss. But if it's a normal room after that, that's always taking you to the drag gun.
I've seen this asked a few times. This is all floors. It's not all floors, all bosses. And
correct.
One of the reasons for that is that there is another form of the dragon that is not part of this run.
Yes. We contemplated making the special dragon part of this run, and it was just, we decided yes on Punch Out, but adding the requirements for the other dragon were just a little bit more than what the community envisioned with the run, which is just oh, the whiz robe. Come on.
Why you gotta go all the
These
way
are
over there?
the oh, look, my little handyman got them.
You know what? That's just good teamwork.
I don't think they're actually whiz robes. I think that's a tribute to Rogue Legacy, but I call them whiz robes because. But yeah, also shout out to just all the Gungeon speedrunning community. It's always great to be in a speedrunning community that what the runners want to do is what we do. So it's just a little plug there. All right. Whenever that,
there we go.
I almost went and did the mini boss, but we got the dragon, we got the we got old Goldie and the makeshift cannon. So
Don't blink.
Hey,
Y'all blinked. I saw you blink, and now you missed it.
yeah.
That's on you.
So old Goldie is a shotgun you unlock by doing a whole bunch of quests for one of the NPCs in the Breach, which is the overworld. And it is incredibly powerful and can one cycle the heart pretty easily. So that's the dragon again. We've no hit the dragon twice now. The first time was actually difficult.
The first time,
but we are going.
This time was a little bit different.
Yes, we are going back. Speedrun strat. We're going back to Bullet Hell.
A little bit,
And we're gonna-
a little bit more equipped this time than last.
Yes, this is more like it.
You get a chest at the start of Bullet Hell.
Yes, I kind of want to, The reload a stone would. All right, Now, Daruma's too good. I wasted that chest, but oh well. I didn't need anything out of it. I almost took the explosive shotgun just because that is Barb's favorite weapon as a tribute to... he was the one that pushed and just said, I'm gonna do all floors. I'm gonna put splits on stream, and I'm gonna, do this regardless of what actually already exists on a speedrun leaderboard. And that's really good advice, I think, just in general, especially anybody, looking to... It took me a while to find, what I really enjoyed about speedrunning. And I think that's great advice, that just whatever you want to do, just turn a timer on and play a video game. And if a leaderboard exists for it, great. If not, I'll make an Excel spreadsheet for you. We can make our own leaderboard, like formulas and conditional formatting. It'll be great.
And the most important thing, have fun.
Roguelites, yeah.
Especially on extended categories. I've always loved the theme of this show because it hits close to home for a lot of the games I like to play and the runs I like to do. It's just these are communities and runs that have made an effort to incorporate as many people and as much gaming as possible. So shout out to all the extended category leaderboards.
Roguelites in general, I feel, tend to really lend themselves well to category extensions too, just because there's so many different ways to play them. Like you're seeing here in Gungeon, there's rainbow mode, turbo mode, Daisuke challenge mode. Like all of these things can be stacked in a lot of ways on top of each other. And they're very different experiences and they can be very different runs. It's a really cool experience, and if you want to play it, you have the opportunity to do that. My first experience speedrunning, roguelites was Hades, and they have a ton of category extensions. They have, all weapons, 3 weapons, all aspects, 1 weapon only, and it really does come from, I want to play this. I want to put a clock to it, and I want to see who's the fastest. That's really all it takes. And as long as you've got a group of people willing to come together to do that, you've got a community.
There is also 8 character runs of this game where you beat the game 8 times in a row with the 8 different characters, which that is a speed run that I did once. And once only. Yes.
That seems like it'd be stressful when you get halfway through,
Yeah, well, the good thing is you can die and restart, and it's still a valid run. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be deathless, but I mean, it wouldn't be very fast if it wasn't deathless. But, yeah, there's just
Was yours deathless by any chance?
maybe. I want to say that time is like 4th on the leaderboards. I don't know how many times there are, but I will just say it's deathless. And then if somebody wants to watch 6 hours of me playing Into the Gungeon to prove me wrong, challenge accepted. All right. Let's see if Hell gives me a little bit better floor generation this time. Oh, look, it even gave me armor.
I'm hesitant to say it could be worse.
It could always be worse.
It could always be worse.
I've spawned a jammed lich before. It can always get worse. Luckily, the 3 phases of the lich, or the 3 phases that we've at least seen so far, they all spawn as different bosses. So even if I did have a high level of curse and I got like a jammed phase 1, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get a jammed phase 2. Sometimes the Gungeon is nice. All right. The only thing I regret so far is we never got the Wheel of Cheese, which is a staple of Gungeon All Floors speedruns, which is... It's like Pac-Man, if Pac-Man were like one of those little Baby Bell cheeses. And it lets you eat... Yeah, it lets you eat enemies. And you can even eat the Grim Reaper, which is just hilarious to watch. A little cheese Pac-Man gobble up the Grim Reaper. That's the way I want to go. To a Wheel of Cheese.
Eaten by a wheel of cheese? I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying.
And
very sticky.
Hey, we got the boss. Let's go.
Real quick,
All right.
I see it in chat. I want to shout out the Isaac Racing community because we're talking about roguelites. The Binding of Isaac Racing community has done so much. Oh, holy moly, that was fast.
That was the one makeshift camp. Oh, it says Deathless in my YouTube title. I definitely wouldn't have lied in my YouTube title. That is a serious thing. I know I'm overly sarcastic. That's definitely Deathless.
Anyway, shout out to Isaac Racing because they do good work.
Yeah. All right, we're on to Old Goldie to chunk down this boss as much as possible. You know what? I've got some health. I've like every was this a full master round run? I hit every boss on the normal floors. I can stand to take a little bit of damage.
I mean, I'll let you say that.
All right, here's the 3rd phase of the Lich.
So we are back once more.
We're back once more. The Lich versus Old Goldie. He did the same attack right off the bat that hit me last time. I also have magic bullets, which have a chance to do every different type of bullet. So like you can see the Lich is poisoned, it's slowed. My companion also gets my bullet power-ups. So we're just going to chunk down the Lich. And in one final shot, and time is going to be 3, 2, 1, time.
GG's.
That is actually an all floors run. With the robot.
I gotta know, if you just miss the shot, do you get another chance, or is like, that's it, you're done?
I don't think the game lets you can't start pulling the trigger until the reticle is over.
Oh, okay.
You can't miss the shot.
And I think if you try and move the reticle off the character, it unwinds.
Yeah.
This is a jam.
Yeah. Shout out to video games with composers that are like DJs, because that is this game. And this is you only get this version of the Gungeon if you've beaten the Lich with the Gunslinger. So this is like true good ending. Enter the Gungeon, all floors. And the official time will get Official time would be 43 minutes. Robot Rainbow Run. Look at all that junk.
That's a lot of junk.
Let's go. That is a lot of junk. And then back to the breach in time to do it again. Mm-hmm. I mean, not, immediately, but that's what we would be doing.
Wonderful
that
run.
That is an actual all floors
Yeah, that
run.
was great. Yeah. Definitely the run back of a lifetime right there. Good job.
Yes, I'm glad I got revenge, especially. That is the harder run. As much as it might be hard to convince anyone of that's supposed to be the harder of the two runs. So,
yeah, that was just fantastic. But that's run 2 down. That was what our initial schedule was. But I think we got a little bit more time here. And Dan, could I potentially convince you to give us one more thing?
The Gunslinger does kind of deserve his moment in the sun.
I know. It's like,
We're going to go back here. And there's another category kind of hiding on the Gungeon leaderboard. And it is Boss Rush. Now, I'm going to preface this with saying there's a very optimal way of doing Boss Rush. Because in the Boss Rush, the damage cap doesn't apply. There is no damage cap. So the way to do the boss rush, and I'm going to turn off rainbow. No, let's turn on turbo mode and leave rainbow on. How about that?
Oh, this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah. What's your name?
Now, before we get into too much of the specifics, we are going to head into our second break. So this is going to be a short one, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with more Gungeon, a boss rush to close things out. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back from the break, everybody. We've got one more run of Enter the Gungeon here, and we're closing things out with the redemption arc of the Gunslinger with a boss rush. Dan, take it away.
Yeah, so this is going to be all the normal bosses and one secret boss that appears on the normal floors. So none of the special bosses, but you're going to get to see all the bosses. So we're going to do stage 1, basically 3 bosses in a row, 3 bosses in a row, 4 bosses in a row. So we'll get to see all the normal bosses. Every boss we haven't seen, you'll get to see. This is a rainbow run again, and this is turbo mode, so everything's going to be super fast, so we make sure to make estimate. And I happen to just spawn in, and there's Gunder Fury, Blessed Gun of the Windseeker. So I think I heard Gunder Fury in chat. I don't know. We're going to grab Gunder Fury, and 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so boss mode, boss rush mode, there are no holds barred, including no damage cap. It's a rainbow run, so we're only going to get one chest per quote-unquote floor. So since we're just going to the same floor bosses over and over, we're not going to get chests every time. But we still can get some armor here. Yeah, the game does reference everything. So that was the Trigger Twins, the Gatling Gull, and the Bullet King. But without a damage cap, Gunder Fury, they really don't stand a chance. This is a weapon in the game that progressively gets stronger the more you use it. And you have to find it in the game, use it, it'll get stronger, and then you can find it some more, and it'll get some more stronger. You just picked up a bullet upgrade there, which, to be honest, nothing is really going to make Gunder Fury stronger than it already is.
This is
sounds like a per save file thing going on with the Gunder Fury.
It's one of those things that when you're running with Rainbow, with the Rainbow run, you just have a chance to get it because it's a really high quality item. That was the Amoconda. And this is kind of how Boss Rush is supposed to go. You're just the speed run, at least. This is the most accurate speed run thing I've done on stream because you're supposed to reset until you get good RNG. You kind of feather the bosses down so you don't waste ammo.
This is a great catharsis run after getting yourself handed to you by a boss over and over again. You come into a boss rush and you get something like Gunder Fury, and it's like, you know what? I think it's time I go pay my old friend a visit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I almost wanted to pick up the duct tape. There is an item in this game that lets you tape 2 guns together, but yeah. That was the Cannon Balrog. Trying to get all the pun names correct.
So Dan,
we're on the 3rd floor bosses.
I think we all know who everyone's least favorite boss, like everyone's least favorite boss is, but who's like your least favorite normal boss?
Who do you think my least favorite boss is?
I don't think we've seen your least favorite boss yet.
No, I haven't. The High Priest that spawns on the 4th floor is like harder than the dragon. And my least favorite boss, he blinks away a bunch. Oh, I'm out of ammo. He blinks away a bunch, and the AI on his shots are really not fun to deal with.
Mind Flayer didn't get the memo, apparently.
Yeah, and I wasn't watching my ammo, so now we're back to, I'm glad I picked up those electric bullets. But we'll get another chest. Are we gonna... We'll probably get... No. Yeah, Mind Flayer also not a big fan. So this is the secret boss.
This is the least favorite boss.
It is the Door Lord. I don't mind the Door Lord. You don't want the Door Lord in speedruns because the Door Lord's health pool is just large for the 3rd floor compared to the other 3rd floor bosses, as you will see. It's a really fun boss fight for the most part, other than this tracking beam. But we've built up the health and had some armor as well. And I still get some blanks refreshed. It kind of, the boss rush kind of treats things like each set of bosses is that floor. So I still got to kind of preserve blanks across several boss fights. Where is the boss? Sometimes it's just easiest to run away and live to fight another day. It's just kind of a little bit of tip for anybody that's out there playing the Gungeon, or maybe you want to play Gungeon. Dodging is a trap, as you see me dodging all over the place and taking damage. Dodging and running in this game is a trap, and that's like the best first advice. And I got ammo.
There we go.
Good. That's like the best first advice you can give. I can give to new players is like, whenever you commit to a dodge, you really lose a lot of your control over your movement, and then running a lot just spreads you out, and so you're artificially increasing the bullet spread. So this is the wall.
That was the wall.
And the wall's dead. We're back to Gunder Fury, so we can, and I'm getting ammo now. We're going to have the High Priest, which is right here. This is my least favorite boss.
Thankfully, we got Gunder Fury. Look at that go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes. And we're getting health. It's nice to be able to pick up hearts again. And we're going to have the kill pillars again, which we've got a chance to visit them once already. I'm going to try to kill the same one. Force a phase. There we go. I can kind of just chunk them down. The last one is always, you can barely squeeze in skipping that phase, but well, you're not supposed to not run or not dodge, but I am the world's worst at this, but like, you really want to get to a point to where you're only dodging bullets that are going to hit you. And it can be easy I'll take the ammo refill.
That's a good one for what you're.
Yeah. It's easy to like run around a lot, and you've effectively spread out bullets so that when you do need a safe spot, those safe spots are fewer and further in between.
I think the way I would think about it is it's really tempting to make big, like, sweeping movements when you don't know what's going on. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to jump all the way across. You really don't have to move that far, but it's really hard to learn that. And
all right, time's coming up when the heart's dead, and that is time.
GG's.
GG.
Well, boss rush came in underestimate. I know that much.
Hey.
Hey, your last run came in well underestimate as well. Don't you worry about it.
7 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Counting everything together, overall, you're about 10, 20 minutes underestimate, combining them all together.
Hey,
GG's.
Let's go.
In fact, we have enough time here, Dan. We could talk a little bit about you and your stream. Where can we find you, Dan?
So I'm over on twitch.tv/JanTheVP. Thanks for the shout outs in chat. I'm also on YouTube and TikTok as well. I post a bunch of short indie game content. I don't just play Gungeon. It's one of my favorites and one of my favorite indies, but I also speedrun a wide berth of indie games. Currently been getting down on Vengeful Guardian Moonrider, which is the latest Joy Masher game from the devs of Blazing Chrome. So if you want to check me out, I'm usually on the weekends or the weekday evenings. I really appreciate everybody hanging out, especially for these shows. I know this is kind of like speedrun adjacent content. Y'all are like the dedicated speedrun chat. So I really appreciate you. We also have Enter the Gungeon crowd control is like on the edge of being released.
So close, y'all.
No.
It's so close.
We're gonna have some exclusive Enter the Gungeon crowd control over on my stream once I get the go ahead. So if you want more Gungeon, more speed runs, if you think that you could kill me or do whatever madness they've got cooked up in crowd control, I guarantee it'll be cheap, very cheap the first couple of times we do that. So
yeah, as if this game isn't hard enough, Dan. You're just gonna let the crowd.
Sometimes it feels like you're cheating though, and you need chat to kind of put you in your place again. So
who knows? Chat.
I look forward to it.
If you've ever wanted to send your favorite streamer a nod key, maybe you will have the opportunity to do it through crowd control.
There you go.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Well, everybody be sure to go check out Dan the VP if you're interested in any of all that. Dan, we may have to have you back on here in the future, showing off some of that. Maybe get the GDQ chat some power over a run. Don't take it as a guarantee, chat. I'm just musing about things here, but maybe. Dr. No as well, thank you so much for coming on. You've had a lot of insightful commentary and just really, unpack the run for us, let us understand it all. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it. I want to say thanks to Dan for inviting me on to play sidecar on this. And I really enjoy this kind of stuff, and be able to help out and tag along for the ride was a blast. So thanks, Dan, for the invite. And thanks, Fant, for hosting for us tonight.
Of course. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you're interested in looking at our live content, starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's it for No Category Left Behind, everybody. But after the break, you may want to hit that exclamation point schedule in chat, because we still have more hotfix content for you. After the break, Ecdysis is going to be hosting Speedruns from the Crypt, which is going to be a triple feature with Punchy, the Blacktastic, who's been in chat throughout this, and Ecdysis himself doing 3 different horror game speedruns. It's going to be fantastic. It always is. Be sure to stick around for that. See you next time.